Hey Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video I'm continuing my look at these Carry On films. Yes, it is Carry On at Your Convenience from 1971, and this, yes, is the 22nd film. We've been 22nd film. 22 reviews we've had so far of all the Carry On films. Yes. Now, this is 86 minutes long. It's 72% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, let me just get into a couple of things. Carry On Henry was the film before 1971, and the film next is going to be the very popular Carry On Matron from 1972. Now, the point about this film, I think, is that it was the very first box office failure. Yes. It is interesting because I think a lot of its target audience, working class target audience, didn't really like the portrayal of the unions being corrupt and lazy and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't think that was the total factor, but that word must have got out, and that's how they saw it. And it affected box office. There's no denying it. So let's just get into this. It's a reflection of the times as well, that period of when trade unions and government were particularly in conflict a lot in the 70s. Yes. Now, it's written by Talbot Rothwell again. And this is interesting because the script isn't as, I'm going to say it, it's not as smutty. it's still there, but I think it's a bit toned down because he's brought in other areas of humour. And I think that doesn't matter really. I think it's just showing a different side. You can't just keep playing the same record over and over again. You do have to have variations in that, and it's all there still. You've still got all the innuendos, but I think it's been toned down a little bit. It's produced as usual by Peter Rogers, directed by Gerald Thomas. Now, Sid James adds the cast as Sid Plummer, and this is another important part of this film. Sid's character is now more the family man. Yes, he's not as he's still got this lecturer side, but not in the same way. He's more like the character he plays in Bless This House, the very popular TV series he was doing at the time. You notice that straight away. Now, Kenneth Williams, he's playing, the names again, W.C. Boggs. Boggs, yes. Then, as usual, we've got Charles Autry playing Charles Coutey. It's interesting, looking at the fashions. Charles Autry is very much of that early 70s fashion. It's already coming in, the colours and everything. It's all there. Then we've got Hattie Jakes returning again, playing Beatty Plummer. She's Sid's wife, and she's a bit lazy, really. And all she's interested in is this budgie, which drives her mad, but it has a brilliant storyline with it as well, which is really funny. Then we've got, I'm going to say it, I say every week, Joan Sims playing Chloe Moore. Joan Sims, fantastic as usual in the role. Just love her. As I say, Bernard Breslow, again, he's so funny, isn't he? He plays Bernie Hulk. Oh yes, the jokes there. Then we've got the return of Jackie Piper, who again you could say is in the Barbara Windsor role, kind of. A slight different emphasis, but because there's no Barbara Windsor again. Yes, she's not in as many of these Carry On films as people seem to think. I think have an impression, but yeah, she's not in this one again. So Jackie Piper was in Carry On Up the Jungle. She was in, that's 1970. She was in Carry On Loving, of course, remembering Carry On Loving 1970. And then her last Carry On appearance will be in the next one, Carry On Matron 1972. Then we've got Bill Maynard again playing Fred Moore. He was in Carry On Loving 1970, Carry On Henry 1971, Carry On Matron, God, I'm not running off here, and Carry On Dick was his last appearance in Carry On Film 1974. He, of course, became known in TV in terms of Selwyn Froggatt, The Gaffer, and I mentioned it before, I should have done Heartbeat. He was a big fixture in that, which was a massive TV series. Really big. Heartbeat, 1992 to 2000, he was in that. Then we've got Patsy Rowlands, who has appeared in so many of these Carry On films. I think maybe sometimes, and even I have kind of overlooked her. She's very consistent. She's got a very funny name, Hortense Withering. She's like the private secretary of Kenneth Williams' character, W.C. Boggs, and she's got a real thing for him, which all comes out in the film, which is really funny. And she plays this role, I think, really well. And I think maybe I should have perhaps mentioned her a bit more, because she's always consistent in her roles that she plays and adds that extra bit of humour, which I really enjoy. We've also got the return of Richard O'Callaghan again, playing Lewis Boggs, the son of W.C. Boggs, Kenneth Williams' character. He was in Carry On Loving 1970, and then he appears in this role. And he's got just a stack of TV work that appeared to be his career. Then we've got, I think, the sort of guest artist role. Another actor we don't see again in this film is Terry Thomas. But we've got Kenneth Cope. He's playing Vic Spanner, and he does a great job in that. But he's got an interesting history. He was in X the Unknown, which was the 1956 Hammer Quatermass linked film, sci-fi. He was also in The Damned, 1961, which was a sci-fi horror directed by the wonderful Joseph Losey. Wow, yeah, he was in that film. And then he's going to be in Carry On Matron, the next one, 1972. And that's it with Carry On films. But he went on to be really well known in Randall and Otkirk Deceased, which ran from 1969 and 1970 and was on numerous repeats on ITV, and I think still is in some extent. It's their massive series. And then he had success in various soaps, I think Coronation Street and Brookside, I don't know, all these sort of things. That is the cast again. A few things about, I think another strong feature of this film is the locations. We've got, as usual, Pinewood Studios, but they go to Brighton, and you get in Claridge's Hotel, you get the Brighton Palace Pier. Now that is wonderful to see. It really adds a lot seeing them on location in Brighton. We get an Odeon Cinema in Weybridge. We get, as usual, Black Park Country Park. We get Heather Crane. I think this is how I pronounce it. It's linked with Pinewood Studios. Heather Crane Hall. That is linked with that. And it's quite an important sequences in the film. The actually trip to Brighton is actually a very major part of the film's plot in many ways, as we get to see the characters and everything about them. And I really enjoyed that aspect of the film. Once again, you have to say the film looks good. Well, I mean, I haven't actually told you what the film is about. I'm going on. It's basically this toilet manufacturer, W.C. Boggs and Son. Yes. They are facing a dangerous financial crisis where the firm could well go under because they're having all these problems and conflicts with, as I see it, the union, which is led by Vic Spanner. That's Kenneth Cope playing this role as a shop steward who just seems to be a dominant personality amongst everybody and always calling strikes, and is seen as quite a very lazy, selfish kind of person, really, even though he's doing it, he claims, for the for the good of workers. And an interesting complication, of course, his daughter is, well, the son of the employer, W.C. Boggs' son. He is in fact wanting a relationship with her, and but so does Kenneth Cope's character. That's the Richard O'Callaghan character. Yeah, he plays Lewis Boggs. So those two are in sort of conflict as well in a personal level. Yes, that is it's fascinating because the daughter is it's Sid Plummer's daughter. So we have all that. It's all wonderful stuff, and the film just develops into these usual situations, the sets, the whole factory, all the jokes. Brilliant, as I say, but I think it's, like I say, I think it's slightly different emphasis, just slightly on this. And I think in retrospect, this is actually really a very well thought of one. The film actually works well. It all comes together. And even at the end, we get the carry on tagline right at the end, which we haven't had for quite a long time. There's a certain almost throwback with this one, maybe some of the earlier ideas, but yeah, it's moved into the 70s, as you can see with everything, and it works well. It's just a shame, I think, for whatever you think about this, the reasons at the time, well, the public didn't like it, that portrayal of the unions and industrial, the way it was portrayed. So that it was, say, the first box office flop. But in retrospect, it is now considered, I think, a really good addition. And I personally really enjoyed it. I think it's great. I think I would put it as one that you could easily watch over and over again. Really enjoy it. Yes, that's how I don't know I could say anything else, but apart from, as usual, there is the box set. Yes, the box set. It's there. You can see it. And yes, well worth getting if you haven't got it. All these films. And that's it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and then we'll let you know when I produce these videos, and you'll find out whether you like them or not. Oh, perhaps you do, I don't know. But if you do actually like this video, please give it a like. It helps with algorithms so more people perhaps can see my videos and all that sort of stuff. and it all costs note, which you can't say fairer than that, can you? Absolutely costs note. Here, by gum, that's really grand, I'll tell you. Anyhow, if you've got any comments, please put your comments down, and I'll always reply to your comments, and I'd love to read them. I do. I really enjoy it. That's it, really. Okay, then. So, all I gotta say is, I'll see you again.